Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Some of you may be wondering, what does low carb do in terms of health benefits? Let me share with you my own journey and I share with you 6 things that actually happened to me in terms of my health improvement. Firstly, this information here is not medical advice. Everybody is physiologically different, so what works for me may not work for you. But I always feel strongly you should know the science behind it and take health into your own hands. So for me, number one, what happened when I started on the low carb diet was that I actually had reduction of joint pains and even arthritis. Back in December 2019, I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis in my left knee. The specialist doctor was just telling me, either you try and lose as much weight as possible, then we can consider also surgery to remove that problem. But as I embarked on the low carb journey, I noticed something improving. I did not get any more pains in my joints anymore, and I was also feeling less sore in certain parts of the joints which I used to encounter more. And you could attribute it to possible weight loss from low carb diet, or to me, I find that when you go on a low carb diet, it helps to reduce inflammation. So that is the number one thing that, in my opinion, helps to reduce joint pains or arthritis, because most of the time it's from inflammation. So that is what helped me the most in terms of that. Number two, I feel that I'm less prone to viral infections. I do not fall sick that easily. And for the past year and a half, even my wife finds it also a little bit surprising that I do not wake up feeling a stuffy nose, having the sinus problem which many people would have. I used to wake up and then in the morning I would just be sneezing all over the place, but I do not have that anymore. And I was only recently I asked my wife, do you notice that I don't have that kind of feeling in the morning anymore? And in fact, my wife sometimes wake up with more than that than me. So that is what helped me in terms of that. I feel that I improve in terms of that health in that aspect, and I do not get sick that easily. Number three, reduce irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, so what is that? Basically, you get that feeling that you're always discomfort feeling in your stomach, where you will have diarrhea, constipation, or you just can't seem to pull out everything in one go. You need to go for another round, and sometimes you even have discharge unknowingly. So that is irritable bowel syndrome, for at least for me, and I do not have much of that feeling anymore. Yes, occasionally I will have twice in the day, or I have diarrhea, maybe just a quick like cleansing or detox when I had some wrong food or something like that. So I have a couple in a day, but that's it, and it's very rare for that to happen. And I do not get the discomfort feeling in my stomach as much as I used to have before. And number four, brain fog. Do you have that feeling that after a heavy lunch and within the next hour you feel that you are in food coma and everything seems to slow down? You know why that happens? That's because when you have a carb laden or carb heavy meal, your blood sugar rises fast, right? And insulin has to come in to suppress as much of that blood sugars, put some into as glycogen, put some into as fat, and then straight it does its job by pressing down blood glucose as much as possible. And when that happens, sometimes the glucose level in your body goes lower than what you had before your meal. So for example, your glucose level was at 5, and maybe after that meal, about an hour later, it has actually dropped to 4, because the insulin was aggressively trying to press down your blood sugar. And that's where you start to feel, oh, I'm tired, I need more energy, and that's when you start searching for food. I do not have this kind of feeling anymore. Maybe once in a while when I let carbs creep back in, but otherwise I feel that my body is more adapted to fat usage. So throughout the day, if I'm really tired or feel lethargic, the body will just utilize the fatty acids in my body as energy. And that is what I feel has helped me when I embarked on a low carb meal. Number 5, I feel more energetic throughout the day. This most likely because I've a little bit more fat adapted, so the body can just use fats in my body as energy rather than depending on glycogen stores or even on like real-time glucose to supply energy to my body. Yes, glucose, carbohydrates are a main source of energy, But if your body is adapted to using fat, then throughout the day, you have your fat stores to help with that. And number 6, the best part is you lose weight, right? So I started at about 91 kg, and for the past year and a half, I've dropped down to 71 to 72, thereabout. So it's about 18 kg loss. So that is the byproduct of going for a low carb diet, and that is the epitome of the whole thing. When you have reduced weight, when you lose fats in the right places, you become healthier. But that said, everybody is different. You need to explore this form of, or this way of eating, and see if it works for you. If you're already slim to begin off with, maybe this will take a little bit of more major adjustment for you. But if you're already obese, you're already overweight, low carb may be the one for you, probably because you are insulin sensitive or insulin resistant. So trying this out, do it yourself and see if this works for you, and take health into your own hands. So in my next video, I will talk about the side effects of low carb healthy fat eating, right? There are certainly some things that may happen to you, but I don't want you to be discouraged. So wait for that video, and I'll see you